today I'm going to walk you through that very important process of taking a look at your work and understanding how to finish your painting. When I was painting this on site, I'd been focusing for about an hour and a half, and it was a pretty complex scene, so I had to really work on simplification, finding the large shape of this subject, and by the time I got to the end of it, I wasn't completely happy with the painting. So what I ended up doing was taking it back to my studio, getting a little bit of space from it, and then looking at it with fresh eyes and putting on the finishing touches. If you've watched many of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about how important the ending of your painting process is. And I always say, don't give up on your painting and don't judge your painting until you've added in the darks and actually had a chance to finish the painting. Often what I like to do is get my painting to about 90%, take a little break, and then come in and finish it. And this is especially good for plein air painting because when you're outdoors, it's a lot different than painting in the studio. So the first thing I want to do is reinforce my focal area. So this light on the car really became the main point, or one of the main points of this painting. So I want to take a look at this area and reinforce this with a few darks. Okay, I'm going to take some neutral tint, some burnt sienna, and some ultramarine blue. I'm going to add a couple little marks on this car. And into the shadow right under the car here. I want to bring this middle area of the painting forward a little bit and let the background rest in the background. Just doing a little wash, little glaze over this area. That's really emphasizing the light in this area, which I think is what I still needed to do. And it's hard to do a lot of these little finishing touches when you are on location. You know, you've been really thinking and working and painting for a long time, and I'd rather just get it to 90% and come back later and worry about some of those things. One thing I want to do is get in a few more darks on this tree. For that, I'm going to use a soft brush. I'm going to take some neutral tint, raw umber, just a dark green. And some of those edges I can kind of blend with my finger. And that's really helping the shadow side of this tree. This tree here did need a little bit of separation from that background. But let's think about that background a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of lavender. I have to do this very carefully. I don't want to get too involved, but I wonder if with a few marks I could help give this just enough detail to make it read a little bit better. Okay, that brings us to this part of the painting. We need just a little bit of texture to bring this forward. There's a couple cars here that need a few darks. Okay, a few darks here to kind of break this area up, I think, are in order. This is always the tricky part when you're trying to add just enough detail, but not too much. Okay, I think this is working a little bit better now. All right, the last thing I want to do is take a little bit of gouache and just enhance the light in a few areas. A few well-placed highlights can really bring out the light in the scene just a touch more. This is ivory white Holbein gouache. And let's put a few of these lampposts in. Here is a look at before I started touching up the painting, and here is a look after. Some of the extra darks, the details, I was able to break up some of the boring areas and really establish that foreground, middle ground, background hierarchy in the painting, which is really necessary to have depth in your scene and really to organize your painting and let the viewer know that The most important area is right in here. Have you ever been really excited about a painting and you get all set up, you find that right reference that you're excited about, and then it's time to go and you feel lost? You ever had that experience? You just are having a hard time finding consistency. Some of your paintings turn out, some of your paintings don't turn out, and you're not really sure why. Well, I have a free resource that I want to give to you today that can help exactly with these problems. My 5 steps to plan a successful watercolor painting. I walk you through the crucial planning phase of your painting that will help you understand what you're going to paint first, second, and third. The planning is really so important, especially in watercolor. This medium is harder to correct. It's so immediate. So having that plan is very important. I send you a PDF that you can download. And the great thing about this is you can have it on your phone, you could print it out, and you can take a look at these crucial planning steps before you start each painting to ensure that you're thinking through these important things as you get started. You can download this right now before you start your next painting. All you have to do is follow this link here and download my 5-step guide to planning a successful watercolor painting.